Okay.
Now we can start. All right, guys. Yeah, so we wanted to talk a little bit about signing distributors and signing loyal customers. And I always go back to our steps to success, because that's what our company, teaches us to do, and that's what we should be doing anyways. It's like the most simple, because all of us are usually overcomplicating everything. And if we keep that, I actually print a new one. Mine is like all crazy, a bunch of stuff on it, but I was like, maybe I need a new one. That's the sign today. I need to rewrite a new one and have it in front of me. But all we need to do is make sure we are commission qualified. I'm not going to talk about that too much, but that's the first step. It's not only join the party, it's obviously for the new person, but if you're already a distributor, you still have to complete the step one, and that's to be commission qualified. If you're not commission qualified, you're not going to get paid. So what's the point of even doing all this other work? And to be commission qualified is either auto ship 80 BV or 150 PBV, and that's, like I said, it's a totally different topic. If anyone needs to know or has any questions, you guys are more than welcome to message us. But the step 2 is the 4 customers, and the step 3 is the 3 distributors. And I just a few days ago, I actually had a few girls on my team were doing events, and I was chatting with them in the last couple of days, and it's just kind of reminding me that that's how I was building my business at the beginning. And I feel like I'm guilty at always pushing social media. And you guys have to remember that it's up to you how you're going to build this business. It's very simple. We're signing customers, and we're signing new distributors, and then we help them to get started. But how you're going to find those customers is really up to you. There's so many different ways. You can do all of them. You can do, just whatever you are good at, or whatever you have fun with. And if that's face to face, and that means maybe you like to meet with people, by appointment, or you might want to do sample parties. I did mention that too the other day. Like, we used to say wrap parties, but I would now call this wrap party, because we have so much more than just wraps. So you don't want to just limit to a wrap. And there's people that don't care about wraps. Yes, it is a first to market product, but that does not mean that that's the only product we have, especially that now we adding new products. And today I actually went up and met with someone. She wanted to taste greens, and it was just so cool. I had like a greens tasting lunchtime. I went to her job. She had a lunch break, and I brought all the greens, and we have chocolate, and now we have the orange and berry, and and I was like, well, that's kind of cool, kind of reminded me of the, tea tasting sometimes when I go to San Francisco. But anyway, and then I brought some keto coffee with me as well. So, we can always do some kind of sample party, or just an appointment, just a meeting with few people. Like, you can, the less you put the label on that, probably it's more easier to make that appointment, because as soon as we say party, people are like, oh my gosh, I have to clean the house, I have to cook. Like, one time I literally asked someone to do a wrap party, and she cooked like full dinner, like a 3-course menu.
Oh my
And I
gosh.
with all my stuff, and she was like, the whole party was about the food. It was not even about, like, I was so uncomfortable. And that lady, I actually met her at the event, and then and then we kind of just text back and forth, and I say, I will give you free wrap if you invite some of your friends. And she was like, yes, sure. And yeah, I guess she loves to cook, so she totally took advantage of me wanting to have a party, and then she like literally had a party. And but that's kind of like what so if that's something you feel like your personality, maybe your schedule, it's better working out there, blitzing events, appointments, parties, whatever, referrals. Maybe that's what you're gonna do. It doesn't have to be a social media. Yes, social media is great, and maybe you can even use social media to find events. Like I was talking to Carrie yesterday, and she said, yes, I'm in 6 different Facebook groups for vendors. So that's how she finds her events. And she says she had fun, I don't know if she's on it or not. So she got excited, and now she wants to do more of that. Or maybe you want to create an event on your Facebook page and invite people to your house to have a sample party. So you can still use social media because you can reach out to more people, but maybe that's not maybe messaging 100 people a day, it's not your thing, and you don't have to do that. So my point is, you have to find out what works for you, what makes it fun. Like not where you have to think like, oh my gosh, I really have to message those people. Like, I don't even want to do it, because if you don't want to do it, you're probably not going to do it. So that's kind of like what I don't know, Danielle, if you want to add something.
Well, one thing I want to add is that when if you're going to focus on social media and be consistent with it. If you're going to focus on events and be, consistent with it. Because, a lot of people, like, I'm just social media. I have to get out of my comfort zone and do an event maybe once a month or, stuff like that. But when I'm doing social media, I'm focused on social media. So you want to find what works for you, and you want to focus on that and be consistent with it. Because, there are people that are like, I've heard like, oh, I'm going to be doing events, and then they do one event in 3 months. That's not going to help you. That's not going to build your business. So, definitely just be consistent with it.
Yeah, and with events, yes, pretty much everywhere there is a lot of follow-ups. If you do, events, you want to make sure you have a bunch of leads. And you also follow up with those leads and within those 48 hours. So there's also things that you have to do. I think it's like anything. When you start something new, you have to keep doing in order to get better. You're not going to just do one time and you're just going to get better. Even with messaging people on social media, you have to keep messaging and maybe figuring out what works and what doesn't work. And the only way you know if it's working or not is by actually it's consistently doing, type of work. So with signing loyal customers, more kind of like the seal the deal, I want to say that for me personally, follow-ups, obviously, and being maybe more personal. If you already have those people that are interested, but you feel like you just cannot seal the deal, so maybe you have to find a different approach, or just give it a time a little bit and just like I said, just talk to them. If it's a social media, then stop asking only about, take the focus away from signing that person and just be more personal with that potential. I would say that might work. What else can be? Definitely, like I said, definitely follow up, asking direct questions, not just kind of go around. Sometimes that would work, like, okay, when would you like to get started? I'm so excited to see your results. Results are kind of like the key word, because our products are giving results and people interested because they wanted to get results. So just excitement. And don't be afraid of asking questions like, okay, well, when would you like to get started? Like, can I, offer them to help? If they ask already the website and they haven't signed up yet, I have many of those myself. Go back and ask them like, hey, have you had a chance to look at, to check out my website? I'm working on a few orders right now. Do you want me to help you with your orders as well? You will be surprised that some people will actually be like, oh yeah, sure. What do you need to do? And don't be afraid of asking the information. Don't be afraid of asking the credit card, because this is your business, and this is just to be professional, you have to, we deal with the credit card information, and that's fine. I don't know what else. What else could be that I haven't mentioned?
I'm so consistent with the following up. So like I have people that like literally won't answer me on text message, but will answer me in like a comment on Facebook or Instagram. So like I'll use that. Or like I'll go into Messenger on Instagram and I'll message them there. So like if they're not responding on the phone, try like, oh my gosh, girl, like, are you okay? Like, really, like there are some of my potentials that I've become like, I mean, I think they're leading me on a little bit, but I continue talking to them because, hey, they're going to be my potential distributor or potential LC. So, there's people that I'm like, girl, are you okay? Because you haven't answered me in 3 weeks. Like, I hope you're okay. Like be sincere about it. The did I upset you always works for me. Like literally 99% of the time they answer me. So I think you touched on everything, but definitely following up. Like don't give up on them because there are people that I've followed up with for a year that became my potential LC or distributor. So definitely don't, count them out.
Yeah. The only one thing I was going to say is probably just be confident and believe, stay the confidence and also excitement that also is going to help you to, because people also kind of get the energy as well. So, and then what else? My other team, it's kind of, my other tip is, if you have been follow up with for so long with if you have been follow up with, let's say, a loyal customer, potential loyal customer, and that person just has been, keep showing interest, but not, haven't signed up yet, maybe offer them a business opportunity. Sometimes people just afraid or not comfortable to tell you that they just can't afford it. And they don't think about like that they could do something like this. So it's okay to tell them that, hey, I know you've been interested to try those wraps. Have you ever thought about, trying this product and make some extra income, and see where that's going to lead to. I mean, I've done it before and some of them were pretty successful and some of them didn't. And the very last tip I would say, take your feelings off of that conversation. Like we are so, like sometimes I know for me personally, especially at the beginning, I would be so discouraged if someone just didn't sign on the spot or just, they tell me on Friday they're going to sign up and I have like 5 names and then I message all those 5 and literally or maybe one person going to answer me back. Like it happens, and it happens to all of us. It's just, it's also very important to remember. So it's not about you. It has nothing to do with us. It really is on, it's their timing. It's on their time. So when they're ready, they will sign up. It's just a matter of, when. And I'm pretty sure we all on social media in one way or another. And that's why we always say to be consistent with posting, with sharing, that we are using the product, that what product can do for you, or sharing other people's results, because that's kind of like you watering also your potential loyal customers. So they might be interested and been watching you for a while, and then it's one day you may not even follow up with them, but they're going to message you up because she posted that picture and reminded them that they wanted those greens for a long time, and now finally they have money and they're finally ready to order. So those are the things that I would say about the loyal customers. And distributors, potential distributors. Daniela, what do you have for that?
Well, potential distributors, oh my gosh. Well, with posting, I love to post what the business is doing for me. So again, I use social media to work my whole entire business. So what I do for social media is so I just recently bought a 4-bedroom house. People don't want to see that because it's not realistic. Although it's great that, I'm in a brand new house now, but I have posted more about the little things. So saving to pay off my debt to get the house, putting gas in my car, I am buying a ticket for Thanksgiving to fly back to New York. So I'm going to be posting about that. So when potential distributors see what the business is doing for me, that's when they get more interested. I've had potentials literally like, stop, don't talk to me, nothing. But then I'll post like, oh, I made $25 in Rap Cash, and they'll message me like, oh my gosh, girl, I really have to join. So like it's the little things. Like people don't think like, okay, yeah, this business has helped me so much, but the big ticket items are not realistic to them. So definitely post about the little things that have gotten, even if your check was $25 last month, a single mom is wanting that $25 for diapers or milk. So definitely post about the small things. Again, it's the same thing with loyal customers. I'm always following up with my distributors all the time, but I'm more on with both loyal customers and distributors. I'm very personal. So how's your mom doing? I try and get, if they have any kids, how are they adjusting to school? Like get really personal with them. Because you know what? They're going to be on your team and you're going to be talking to them almost every day. So definitely get, personal. I think that's it. I mean, I'm just really, really personal, and I think that's important.
I would say, yeah, I totally agree with that. And also just learn how to ask questions, something that I didn't know how to do at the beginning, or I'm still learning. Like I obviously, nobody arrived. Like we all learn as a go, and just learn to ask those questions like, well, why do you even wanted to join this business? Or like, what is this money would do? Like, I literally asked yesterday someone like, well, when, and I say when, I didn't even say if you would join this business. I say, when are you going to join this business? Because I'm not giving her another option. She's and again, by asking question like, okay, what do you do for living? Or like, what do you do? And she was like, I'm a personal trainer and I'm in retail. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. Like you have clients. And I asked her like, well, how do you find your customers? How do you find your clients? And, she told me through referrals. And then we just, going back and forth. And again, every time if I am just messaging and I'm not on the phone with her, then I would try to ask another question. Like I would answer whatever she has, asked me, and then I will ask another question so the conversation is keep going. And obviously I wanted to know more about her, like Daniela say, being personal, but I also want to know those specific I'm asking her specific questions because that is going to help me to figure out if that's business for her or not. Maybe that's not even for her, and that's okay. Like that's the one thing that we kind of want to take away, that being desperate. I'm sure you guys have heard before from us or maybe other training videos where we always say, you kind of have to know who do you want to work with, like who is your dream team, and think about like 4 or 5 at least quality of the person that you want to have on your team. Do you want to work with women, with moms, or with college student or whatever. For me personally, I'm like, I don't care. I just want to have a positive person. I want to have a go-getter. I want someone who really wants it, who is open-minded. But for everyone is maybe a little bit different. And for me, when I ask her those questions and she tells me that she is personal trainer, and then she's telling me that she loves to help other people to feel good about themselves. And I'm like, well, bingo. That's what we do. Like we have products that is going to help them to get those better results, to feel better about ourselves. So yes, so then I get more excited, and I'm sure she can feel that excitement, through messages. But usually I try to get them on the phone if I can, but not everybody wants to or feel comfortable or, whatever. And that's fine, because we really do have this freedom of working our business the way we want to. It doesn't have to be only a certain way. So that's definitely asking questions, but also listening, like what are they really telling you. And yeah, and just again, it's just following up and just asking question. Okay, well, I always ask, like, okay, well, when do you want to start? When do you think you have this $99 in your budget? Those questions that's gonna kind of give you an also idea um, how ready are they? Like, are they ready to jump in today or next month or maybe in 3 months? There's quite a few people lately I've been talking to, and they like, apparently everybody's moving right now because I have so many potentials. I haven't signed one this month because they're all moving, and they're like, and you can also create a sense of urgency and said, you know what, I'm looking for this, for 2 girls right now this month. And we do have a goal of 3, so you don't have to go and put the crazy number, but you can say, you know what, I'm looking for those 3 girls for this month. That's all I'm looking for, and I would love for you to, to join me and take one of those spots. What do you think? And I always say, what do you think? Or what, is that something that you wanted to do? And then they will tell you. But like I said, the only way you're gonna find out is by asking. And that's pretty much it with sealing the deal, or like going through the process of talking to potential. But you guys, you have to find those potentials, and the only way we're gonna find them is by going through those few steps. And I can say, through social media is definitely adding new people like every day. We need to. It's fine if we have like few people that are kind of like, okay, I'm interested. You cannot sit and wait for them to join. I have people who has been telling me this for like 4 years now, and they still potentials on my list. So every day you wanted to add people. I don't care if it's 3 people or 300 people, but you have to. It depends on your goals, on your schedule, on your lifestyle, how many you're gonna do. But you want to be consistent and find. Like I said, I love how Joel Dan always talks about minimum. Find your minimum and make sure you do that every single day. Oh, now I hear echo. Okay. Oh, stop. Oh, that's so weird. But so that's kind of like one thing. So then of course you want to post. You want to let the new people, if you are adding every day, you want to make sure that those people see what you're doing, and not just like saying join my team. But also like what this business does for you, or what is it going to do if you are new for this business. And like Daniela said earlier, a $25 wrap cash is always great. It doesn't matter how long you have been in this business, 1 day or 10 years. Stephanie Dunn just posted today, I think, showing $100 bill because she was out and had a box of wraps and literally sold it. So definitely adding new people, definitely posting, but also posting is not messaging. Posting is not asking. So you have to make sure that you actually have to reach out and again take away the feelings of expecting that this person's gonna say yes, or that person is gonna join your team. That's like one of my things that I used to struggle with. I'm not gonna lie, something that I would hear no, or I messaged 50 people and nobody, everybody ignored me. I would have an issue with that. But it's but you kind of have to get over yourself. You have to pass those feelings and just keep going, because there's always going to be yes, and you just have to keep going. So messaging, reaching out, and that's obviously social media again. But if you are not on social media, then make sure you are blitzing. Make sure if you are blitzing that you are actually taking, getting those contacts numbers, because how are you going to follow up if you don't have a phone number or whatever? Adding them on social media kind of goes back to social media all the time. It's kind of like a circle. And if you're doing events and you get those leads, make sure you are message those leads or call those leads. Don't just get them, leads and then not doing anything with them. So it always comes to how are you going to find your potential distributors before you even, work on the process of having them join your team. Okay, I think I have enough. I think I talked enough.
I want to just add to that because I agree with everything you just said, but like I've found a lot of potentials through watching. So if I'm scrolling and somebody writes, I'm tired of this job, or I'm looking for extra income, or sometimes like people will say it through their news feeds, they'll just post that. Even like I found, like, I think it was like last week, somebody was like going back and forth in a comment, and she was like, yeah, I need to find something else, but I wasn't friends with her, so I added her. And so I'm like commenting on her stuff so she could see my news feed. But definitely make sure you're watching, because there are tons of people that need extra income that don't know about this opportunity. So definitely, keep your eyes open.
Yeah, and there is no secret. It's the funny part. There is no secret. There is work. There are the actions that has to you know you have to get it done. You have to talk to people. If you don't like to talk to people, maybe this business is not for you. Like, this is literally how it's kind of sad, but you have to talk to people, and that's the only way. And don't feel like just because someone said no to you right away that they are actually like out, because if you like, I love to hear stories, and I have heard so many top income earners who said no, who were making fun of reps, who said a million times, no, this is not for me. And then at the end of the day, they, for some reason, they decided to join. They could be maybe someone inspired them with their success. So right now, if let's say you don't have this huge success, well, that's okay. The people are still watching you. They're all watching us. And at some point of time, they will join maybe. And if not, that's okay. There is a billions and billions people out there. And then also some actually joined because they were so skeptical of reps that they decided to prove wrong. I just read like 2 different stories about the same thing. Like, I'm a personal trainer and I know how to get results, and 45 minutes a body rep, it's not one of them. So they wanted to literally prove it wrong, and then all of a sudden they see what it does and how it feels, and then they all in. So when someone says no, again, you never know. They might be having a great job right now and they're happy, and of course they're gonna say no, and then in 2 months later they lost their job or something happened in their life, and then they need that extra income and they're not able to get a regular job. And guess where they're gonna come? They're gonna come to you because you are happy on social media and you talking about, and you're successful business owner. So that's kind of like where I kind of want to leave it. Anybody has any questions, maybe something to add, or wanted to share something with us? Because it is a meeting, so we still kind of wanted to check and see if anyone else has anything. I guess we covered everything.
Yeah, I think we touched on everything. I just don't give up, literally, because, and like really work hard for this business, for your business, because in a year, a few months from now, you're going to be in a better place, but you have to put in your effort every day, so that's it. I think you did. I think you covered everything.
I was literally making notes. When I asked earlier, I was like, well, how do you sign distributors? But I wish I would know a secret, like,
yeah,
do this, and then all of a sudden you have like a large team. No, it is a work, and it might be even a small work, but it has to be every single day, little by little, and staying really consistent. Focus is one of the things that I didn't know at the beginning. I'm still sometimes struggling, like some days, with being focused and really work intentionally. If you are on Facebook or Instagram and you are scrolling, at least be intentional and like look for something like you say, Daniela, earlier, see what are they saying. Like today I was going through Facebook, through my list of people that I wanted to message, and I actually was trying to find people that I want to ask if they want to be to try a product. But you guys, I actually found like 3 people who were complaining about their job, who couldn't wait till it's 5 o'clock to get off of this office or whatever. Well, guess what? I just interacted with them. I wrote those names down, and I'm going to message them in a couple of days. I just wanted to kind of get to know them a little bit more. And then I'm going to offer them, the business opportunities. I'm like, forget the products, like this is something that maybe will help her. So it's not always just about us. It's also, we have the solution, but we have to give him that, the chance at least. And even if it's no, that's fine too. I still contact, I still interact with them. I still, still friends. And you never know, like I said, they might be, they might send you, someone else, their friend. Like I actually have some people like that too, that that will send me referrals.
And ask people if they say no. Like I've had so many people that say no, but then they'll say like, oh, I'll ask a friend or I'll ask my friends. But if they don't say it, say, if you know anybody that's interested in making extra income, send them my way. If you know anybody that wants a hair vitamin, send them my way. Ask that, because again, they could say no and that's fine.
I actually learning this myself. Like I haven't asking so much for referrals, but lately I'm like pushing myself to do that. And I've had someone last week. The girl was like, "Sure." She was like, "I'm gonna send." She actually said, "I already sent your way some of my friends to your Instagram." I'm like, "Oh,
that's
awesome."
Great.
I don't know. I was kind of like, wow, okay. So but then it's also kind of was a reminder for me to actually start asking more of, and I even sometimes I would ask like the question, it's like, would you be interested, or maybe someone so it's kind of like, just not just directly to them. But anyways, well, the goal is always not to go too much over 30 minutes, because we don't want to just sit and talk here. We actually need to go and do it. And so, if you don't have any questions, I think we're good. Next Tuesday, we're going to think of something else. If you guys have any suggestions or questions, you guys know how to find us.
Sounds good. Have a great night, everybody. Thanks for jumping on.
Bye, guys.